Hi everyone, Small, and today's episode of What's on the Table is supersized. With the holiday weekend, it turned out I had a lot of extra time to get work done on some miniatures, so I've got quite a bit to show you guys. So, what I did was we'll start here. I built two more Apaches, and these are almost done. I mean, they've got their highlighting, need some weathering and some decals, and they're pretty much done. So that'll give me four Apaches. That's a lot of Apaches, a lot of points in Apaches for Team Yankee. But I thought I'd give it a go. I think the Apache is an awesome looking helicopter. So I wanted to make sure I had a full unit of four or run them in pairs of two. Also, you might have seen on the last episode of What's on the Table, I was working on my Soviet infantry. I finished those. This is just a few of the stands. I built enough to create two hero rifle companies. So you can actually see them in my box here. And they came with the HMGs, so there's four HMGs that you could attach or run them as a separate HMG company if you wanted to. But there's a bunch there. This is how I store a lot of my stuff, is in tubs like this. So I built those, so that was about 16, 8 to like 20 stands of infantry, maybe a little bit more. So those guys are done, ready to go. They're fully based. I also built a unit of four 76 millimeter artillery. This is my second unit of 76 millimeter artillery, so I have two of them now. But I had it in the box. I was tired of having models around that I hadn't finished, so I finished them. I put them on there. These guys may or may not end up on eBay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how viable running two platoons of these is going to be. But they're cool guns. By having these, you can unlock the smoke bombardment stratagem or command card. I guess it's not stratagem. That's 40k, which is very cool. And I had some extra of these commanders and commissars that I had painted up for the infantry squad, because I painted up all the sprues before I put them on the bases. So I had some extras. So I just tacked him onto the base to mark my command team, my artillery command team. So I know a lot of guys don't really make it easy to distinguish which one of the artillery bases is the command team, because in version 3 that wasn't a thing. You had a separate command team, a small base command team. So anyway, I thought that would make it very obvious. The guy with the blue hat is the command team for the artillery battery. I also painted up another unit of 4 of these guys. So now I have 8 of them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with 8. Maybe I'll try a unit of 5 so that I could get a better bombardment. But this unit of 4 may end up on eBay as well eventually, depending on whether I need it. So I built another unit of 4 of those. I also built these LAV-AD. So these are the Marine Corps Air Defense units for Team Yankee. So U.S. Marines. It's a cool little thing. It's built on the LAV, which is their kind of scout vehicle that can do tons of different things. It's been used for anti-tank and scouting. And this is the anti-air variant. It's got 2 air-to-air missile pods. I think these are Stingers. And then it's got a 25 millimeter cannon, which you might see there. So it's actually got 2 different types of attacks. The Stingers for long range, and then the cannon for stuff that might be a little bit closer. Armor-wise, these aren't the best. I think they're like front armor 1, so they die to a stiff breeze. But they pack an awful lot of firepower, and they don't take up quite as much real estate as the Sergeant Yorks that I have. The VADs are still smaller, but they are shorter ranged than these guys with the missiles. So I thought I would add those as well, and see how they go in my next my next Team Yankee game will probably I'll try to be a pure Marine Corps list. Maybe I'll add Apaches, I don't know. Then, last but not least, I got these in the mail a couple days ago. I want to run a Hero Infantry Battalion. So, with that, there are some core units in the core formation that I don't have that would be helpful to have. One of them is these tiny little 45 millimeter anti-tank guns. So, I picked up a box of these. And they're cute little guns. They can pretty much keep up with the infantry. They're not very scary. Anti-tank 8, so they're not going to be doing too much to enemy tanks or anything like that. But half-tracks and scout cars and stuff like that are going to have to be careful. So one thing I noticed for anyone who's building these is the box shows 4 guys on the base. But where these holes are, couldn't quite make 4 guys work and get the gun on this medium-sized base very easily. It was just a little bit too, geometry didn't work. So I went with 3 for the most part, and that seems to work. And then I looked on the Battlefront store on how to build these guys, and I could tell that their people even had problems. Some of them had the gun off to one side with the trailer off the actual base just to get around all the infantry that's on there. So that's that. So by next week, these will be done. Probably be included in March's battle report. I'm not sure if it'll be the YouTube battle report or the Patreon battle report, but it'll be one of those two for sure. So I'd also like to add a unit of mortars for the infantry battalion. But I haven't picked those up yet. Those are still in the mail. So there you go, guys. That is this week's episode of What's on the Table. As you can see, I've been quite productive. Hopefully I can continue and attack some of this backlog I have. I think as of right now, I don't have any Soviets unpainted. I think I've painted every Soviet model that we have in the house for Bagration. I do have some Team Yankee Soviets that I need to do. All right, guys, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe. It helps us so much. Also, click that bell to receive notification when we release new content. If you like our Flames of War content, please check out our Patreon, where patrons get access to a exclusive Flames of War battle report every month. We appreciate you watching, and keep on wargaming.